Working with a seamstress for your dress alterations means you need to have 3 things. Number 1, it's going to be genuine trust. Number 2 is going to be happy hope. And number 3 is going to be commitment to the process. So let's dive into these. Let's start with the first one here. So as a bride, you need to know that genuine trust is the absolute thing that is vital for your relationship, I should say, with your seamstress. If there's no trust between you two for whatever reason, like if you get some kind of like negative vibe from your seamstress, or if you feel like she's not communicating properly or open and honest and clear with you, then I would say, yeah, pass and go to somebody else. You absolutely have to have that genuine trust with your seamstress. It is the foundation for the beginning of your relationship, because remember, your wedding dress alterations journey is that in itself. It is a journey. So even though your relationship with a seamstress will be short-lived, you have to have the genuine trust so that you can continue to have her make the changes on your dress that she needs to. So she has to be able to work on your dress, and she has to be able to work with you as a person and a bride who's full of emotions, which is totally understandable. So she has to be able to do that, and it's all out of trust. So number 2, let's talk about the happy hope. Okay. Obviously, when you go to a seamstress and you need to get your wedding dress fixed or fitted to you, you have to have not just hope, but you have to have happy hope. Okay. You can't be like always in a state of fear and just think to yourself, like, I hope it comes out okay, or I hope she doesn't mess up or botch my dress, or I hope this, I hope that. We can say if all day long, but like it's the same thing as me being on my little rocker chair. I'm like rocking and a rolling, but I ain't going nowhere. I'm in the same place, okay? So you need to understand that the happy hope, actually branching off of number 1, it's the trust that you have in your seamstress. So I believe that you can't have happy hope until you have the trust with your seamstress. And so that leads me to number 3, which is a commitment to the process. You have to know as a bride, okay, no matter what you have going on in your home life, work life, if you have kids life, pets life, whatever you have, work life, all of that stuff, you have to absolutely make your dress alterations, your dress fittings with your seamstress. You absolutely have to make that a priority. I can't tell you how many times we've had brides show up completely frustrated and flushed and all red and everything else you can think of. Like either they didn't make enough time after work coming to do their dress alterations fitting, or they just try to do it on their lunch break, which is number 1. That's the number 1 thing that I absolutely advocate against, is please do not go to your wedding dress fitting for your alterations on your lunch break. I mean, unless you have a really extended lunch break, like a 2-hour or something like that. Other than that, I would say just don't do it. You really need to commit to the process and whatever and all that takes. The nuance to that is kind of like sometimes we have brides that come in and they're kind of nearing towards the end of their dress alterations journey because the seamstress is like starting to finish up and finalize and put all the little details back on the dress. But sometimes we've had brides that they're like, oh, well, let me make this one quick change real quick. And sometimes the change is nothing that we've even worked on before. Sometimes it comes out of, they just saw something on Pinterest or Instagram and got inspired, or maybe they just didn't like the fit. And so they want to make a new change to the dress. And so that gets really scary. It could be really risky, and it's not really worth the stress. So just know that the commitment to the process is that you have to kind of put everything aside, and you should put everything aside for your own well-being, number 1. And secondly, to make sure, that you're not stressed about all the decisions that you're making with your wedding gown, because once it's cut, then it's cut. And that's the way that the pie goes, okay? Once it's sliced, there's no putting it back. So a commitment to the process is anything and everything all encompassing, whatever your schedule looks like. If you do have like a wedding planner, that's actually a good idea. So that's a good tip, is that your wedding planner can actually help you to book all of your alterations appointments and communicate with the seamstress and so forth. But I always like to advocate for you directly communicating with the seamstress but it's whatever works for you. And if your wedding planner has taken the lead on that and you've given her that trust, then I would say that that would be something that would work out in your benefit overall. So don't forget that it's the genuine trust, it's the happy hope, and it's a commitment to the process. It's what's going to get you through all of these wedding dress fittings with your seamstress. So if you can relate to this episode, or if you have some wedding dress dilemma of your own, put it down in the comments below. Or if you have a very specific question that you need answering, you can go to seamstressandthebride.com and submit your question there. And be sure to stay tuned because your question could be featured on an upcoming episode.